Ho, ho, ho. Christmas icons, or holiday icons if you want to be politically correct, for Garmin navigation devices. Yes, this will be linked as a pinned comment and in the description. I've actually had these uploaded for a while. This is from the holiday bundle that Garmin released long time ago. And so you get stuff like this. So I'm going to give you information on how to install them and potential issues. Yeah, you might encounter a few. Nothing that will break your Garmin, but if things don't look right, I will give explanation of why they wouldn't work or just look weird. Starting with this one. Okay. This is, I believe this one's called Blinky. You can tell why. It's a a Christmas light that blinks or fades in and out as the case may be. Out of all the holiday icons, this is the one that has been the most problematic for me, believe it or not, because sometimes depending on model of Garmin that you have, it will sometimes just straight up not blink. It will just stay red. Other times, in a corner of the image, it will show a little pixel for no apparent reason. Just doesn't. And bear in mind, this is an official Garmin icon. It was just designed weird out of the gate. Now, the other one, on the other hand, which I believe is called Twinkle, I have nothing but the holiday icons loaded in here right now. And this is a Nuvi 54. Should have said that at the start. So these are all the holiday icons. The other one, which is near the tail end here, if not the very tail end. Oh, there it is. This is a non-animated Christmas light. This one always seems to work. So when it comes to, and the map, there it goes. So the map will show up in a moment there, and there it goes. This one, no animation and works fine, both for 3-dimensional and 2-dimensional. I'll wait till the map draws on that one. Takes a moment. It's a, an essentials model, so it takes a second for the map to show up. Does the other one actually animate in 2D? In fact, it does. So let me get back to the other one there. Oop, went past it. So if I take a look at this guy, I mean, it's huge in 2D view, but the point is, yes, it will animate once the rest of the map shows up. There we go. Yeah, it's giant sized in 2D mode. And as far as the other icons are concerned, again, this is the entire bundle. Yeah, it starts with this one. I think that is a plow truck and a donut, and whenever you see it cut off at the bottom here, that just means it hangs at the bottom of the screen like this. Depending on model, I'll wait till this finished drawing before I continue. Yeah. Depending on model, sometimes it will go straight to the bottom, but on this one it cuts off a little bit. This is an example of icon weirdness, depending on what you have. Go change to another one. So that one would show up normal. And yeah, we'll do... Oh, which one? Okay, I have to go back a bit. Actually, I'll do the tree. The big tree, that is. Yeah. There we go. And how's it look in 2D? Yep, still huge. Yeah, that looks just weird. So yeah, point being, it does work. Now, as far as where it looks best, regardless of whether you use animated or not, you're pretty much looking at it. It is these things were designed for 320 by 240 screens and 480 by 272 screens, which is what you're seeing now, which essentially means 3.5 inch, 4.3 inch, and 5 inch screens, with the exception of the latest Garmin Drive 53, which is an 800 by 480. When you go above 480 by 272, if you use one of those, like a Garmin Drive Smart 66 that uses 1280 by 720, or the Garmin Drive Smart 76 uses 1024 by 600, or even if you use something older like a Nuvi 2699, that's 800 by 480, the icons will look fuzzy because the Garmin will upscale them, but the way that it upscales it, they look a little blurred out. I mean, they still work, but it will look a little blurred out. But if you're using what's otherwise known as a vintage Garmin these days, which means Nuvi 2597, even the 2599, yeah, then the icons will look fine. Mostly. But if you use one of those animated ones, like the Twinkle one I showed earlier, you might see some weirdness. Again, it won't break it. It won't break it. Oh, yes, and how to install it. Jeez. Should have covered that first, but okay, I just remembered. Okay, to install the icons. Now, the file I will point to will be a zip, so you have to extract the zip. If you put the zip on the Garmin, it won't work, because you have to extract the individual icons, which are SRF files. I do not know what SRF means, but they're .srf files. The place where you put those files is when you plug in the Garmin to your computer. You have a folder called Garmin, and in that folder will be a subfolder called Vehicle or Vehicles, one of the two. That is where you drop the files. That's it. There is no installer for this. So you take the SRF files and you put them into the Garmin/Vehicles folder, and then you disconnect the Nuvi and boot it, and then you will be able to go to your settings and then map and vehicle. Now, depending on what model you have, it may be here. It may be, it's usually always on the map screen. Like on the 66, it's, they have a dedicated change vehicle. When you go to the settings and then to map, it will say, oh, I believe it's the first one. It says, what vehicle would you like? And it says it up there, and then you can change it to whatever you like. But again, those are the holiday icons. Just look for the link. You can go get them and use them if you like. But just to recap, again, remember, these things are designed for 3.5, 4.3, and 5-inch models. When you go to higher resolutions for the 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, and whatever, of 800 by 600 resolution and greater, that's when these icons will start to fuzz out and look a little weird. But if you got one of these older guys, they should, for the most part, work just fine.